do fundraising. All right. How much fundraising do you do about? Okay, and how much does your team do?
Nothing.
Okay. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about mastering fundraising. I learned a lot of mine from, I don't even know how many years ago, but Nancy Joe did a call, and I started doing fundraising. And then more recently, I did not really pay attention to how much I was doing because I was picking it up. But Davina, I don't know how many of you know her, she did a really good call, and I got some tips from that. So what a lot of it that we're doing today is stuff that we learned from the two of them and stuff that we learned from doing it ourselves. So that's what we're going to do. So
in 2015, I held 7 fundraisers just in the fall, but they were over $9,000 in sales. My average order was $78. They were from baseball teams, softball teams, church ladies groups, a high school choir, a middle school trip, and then I have 3 more bookings just from those that are still out there.
Okay, in 2015, I had submitted just under $25,000 in fundraising, which helped me earn level 3, and the year before, it helped me earn level 3 for the first time as well. So fundraising, you really can do a lot from. I never realized how much until I had listened to the Davina call, and that's how she started the call, and I'm like, oh wait, I gotta see how much I made. Just, you know, it's that competition thing. But anyway, she did a little more than me, but that's okay. This year I had done, I did for a church youth group, competitive cheerleading, I've done for gymnastics, competitive basketball teams, you know those traveling ones, high school football teams, high school cheerleaders, Rotary clubs. These are like through the years too. Project graduations are always raising money. That 8th grade graduations, I've earned, this one I never heard of, but Coolies, which is some disease, Panda, which is another disease with young children, I did those 2 this year too. So they're out there, we just have to find how to get them. Anyway, and it also has created an additional resource for future business, and it allows you to deepen your customer base. So,
Yeah, and one thing, you know, don't judge. I found out the lady was 83 years old and she wanted to do a fundraiser for her church, and I was like, oh. I literally left my house and said to my husband, this is going to be my good deed for the week, because this is just going to be, you know, an 83-year-old lady and all these little old church ladies. You know, like I totally prejudged. And I'm like, well, I'm going to do fajitas in the deep covered baker, but I'm going to bring that little round covered baker. It was over $1,000 show for them.
Wow.
They absolutely loved it. So, you know, like I totally was judging it. I was there and I'm like, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fine. And look what it can be. So, but one thing that I found, I do offer the same amount for every fundraiser. I use Pampered Chefs. If it's under 600, it's 10%. If it's over 600, it's 15%. But I kick in an extra 5 and make it 20% when it hits 1,000, because I feel like they work harder to get to it. I know some of you submit it as cooking shows and take the product, you know, write that check, but that's my max because I need to earn an income as well when I do those fundraisers, and I feel like my team can then do the same exact thing that I'm doing.
and by the way, I just learned that from her too. So I might be switching things with that $1,000.
Right.
I really like that. That $1,000 thing I really like. I just learned from her because it gives them more of an incentive too. So actually on some of my forms, and I think I might have learned this one from Nancy Joe, but I'm not sure. When I do my host packet, which we'll go over in a little bit, I actually do offer the top seller over whatever quantity I give, a gift card. So that's also, I don't know, how many of us are competitive? Okay, so I don't know about you, I always had that carrot dangling and I wanted to get whatever was free. So that, for people that are like that, and they see that there's something to win and they want to be the top seller, they're gonna work for you, so.
And another twist on that, I did a huge, like a $15,000 fundraiser a few years ago with cheerleaders, and it was a little too older. But what I did was everybody who hit a certain amount got a Target gift card. And I don't even, maybe it was like $500 and you got a Target gift card for $10. But that way it was everybody who hit it, because then it's like the Pampered Chef trip. Everybody can earn it. It's not just the top person. And everybody can go for it.
So really, a lot of, what?
What is your gift card that you get?
I usually do a $25 gift card of their choice. It depends on the group, because like if you're doing younger kids and they live, you know, like say Girl Scouts, and they have like a Dairy Queen by them, that's gonna get those kids excited. When you're doing like a high school, which I do a lot of those, you're gonna do a gift card of their choice, because you're gonna have, you know, the kids that aren't driving it and the kids that want the gift card. You know what I mean? So a lot of times it goes to the parent though, truthfully. Let's be all honest, right? They do all the fundraising for us. All right, so where do we find fundraising besides at shows? Now this is from one of the other calls that I did. This is really good. When you're out and about, all right, and you're in a store, or let's say you're driving by a car wash, okay? You're gonna drive by a car wash, they're raising money, right? You're gonna pull into the car wash, what are you gonna say to them? Any idea? What? What would you say, really? Any idea?
Do you have a pampered chef? Do you like it for
Do you have a pampered chef? Do you want to do pampered chef fundraisers? Usually, what most people would say. But what you're going to ask them is, do you have a pampered chef fundraiser on your calendar? I don't know why it makes all the world difference. Do you have a pampered chef fundraiser on your calendar? What are they going to say to you?
No.
No, or they don't even know we do pampered chef fundraising.
Right.
Truthfully, they don't know we do it. So that, I don't know, it was a game changer for me this year, and that really does make a whole bunch of difference. You got to chime in here too. All right, where are we go? Okay, so also when you're out and about and you see the signs,
Yeah.
okay, take your camera out, your phone, take a picture. What happens when they're raising money? You're in a supermarket, you're in a Dunkin' Donuts, and they have a sign up for fundraising. They're having a beef steak. They're having what information is on that flyer? Okay, it's either an
The
email
contact.
or a phone number. Take a picture with your phone, make time, schedule it in your schedule, whatever, to contact all these people. We are going to post a letter and an email so that we don't have to waste the time, because we only had 15 minutes and I didn't really time any of this out.
Yeah, so we can post that. But when, business is out there if you're willing to work for it and go find it. There is no way anyone who sells Pampered Chef should go a single month with 0 in sales and not earn the trips when the fundraising market just isn't even touched. So go for it and make a difference in your community. People don't know we do fundraisers. But you know what, you need to say about the catalog. At your show.
Oh, yeah,
she
yeah,
needs
okay,
to
we didn't
share
get to that yet, did we?
Fundraising cookie show. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay, I know what it says anyway. Okay, so now when you're at a party, okay, what do you, does anybody talk about fundraising at their party? What do you guys say? Okay, what do you guys say?
Not enough if you raised your hand.
Yeah, that was only like a small crowd.
What
What?
organizations that are near and dear to your heart?
Okay, all right, so, yep,
Has anybody ever seen a Pampered Chef fundraising catalog?
yeah, that is the best line we were looking for. That was from one of the calls. So
Yeah.
you have the catalog in front of you and you know you're doing your closing, and you're gonna do, I do it at the closing, I don't know about anybody else. What you're gonna say to them is, have you ever seen a Pampered Chef fundraiser catalog before? What are they gonna say?
No.
No, or you do fundraising? You know,
Right.
that's
We didn't
what
know.
you're gonna get. And you're gonna say, oh, that was a trick question. It's right there. You have it in your hand. You want to really promote that we do not charge more. So I don't bring up what the percentage is right away. All I do is talk about that it's the same products you see right now. It's the same price you see right now. We do not charge the consumer more. If you ever went and bought, say, candles, how much is that candle compared to if you went to the store? How about a roll of wrapping paper? You can go to the dollar store and get a roll of wrapping paper. How much are they charging you for fundraiser? How much candy do we need? Well, I like candy, but you know what I mean. Okay, they charge you twice as much as what it is. We do not charge you more. And the people are like excited because everybody eats.
And I would say, like, your neighbor would buy maybe 5 candy bars from your child, and if they even earned 50%, you would earn $250. But your neighbor would probably buy a pizza stone, or probably $50 to $75 in product. At $75, they're even going to get something free. So you're going to earn 20% on that order. So a $50 order is going to earn you $10, and people appreciate not having to eat it or overpay for your wrapping paper. Who wants a $14 tub of cookie dough? Nobody does, but we have to teach our teams to say all those words because they don't know. Just, that little bit makes such a difference in their talk, it shows.
Another thing I do though at the closing, like when I do checkout, I have one of those little coupon caddy things, and I put recipe cards in it, but I have made up, and I know we just did wedding registries, I made up postcards for wedding shower registries, outlet, because I have always promoted my outlet, and I made up ones for fundraising. So at the end, I either put a pile of these and the other ones out, or I just say, okay, when you're coming to checkout, I would say to you, oh, by the way, I'm here. And oh, look, there's fundraising we do, there's my outlet, I'm gonna go slower, but we're time crunch. And this, and here, why, I'm entering your information, why don't you look through the recipes and see if you want any recipes? Okay,
Can you say that going this way?
oh, sorry, did you guys not hear that back there? Okay. So I give them, I have that like portable folder thing, and I say, okay, why I enter your order, here's information about fundraising, here is information about bridal registries, here's information about my outlet section, which you cannot order for the party, and here's recipes. Pick which recipes you want while I'm entering your order. Of course, I'm chatting with them the whole time. but they're taking this home as a reminder. I am updating it, but this is what I have for now, so
We'll post pictures of all
yeah,
of these.
but
so
I
you
mean,
can
I
see
can
them.
pass it
And is
along.
it Vistaprint, Laura?
I don't know where she prints them at.
But it
I've never
really
done that.
does help to have something in their hands to remind them about fundraising. And then, of course, if they're talking to me about fundraising, I'm gonna make a note and I'm gonna follow up with them on that one, so. Okay.
Are they Vistaprint, Debbie?
What? Vistaprint. Yeah, Vistaprint.
They're always.
You know, and even if you're at a show and you hear, you know, Patty saying, "Oh my gosh, my daughter has this field trip
Exactly. So
out of, you know, she's going to Washington D.C." You can do an individual fundraiser for Patty's daughter, and you're just going to write the check to the school instead of Patty doing it. So you can hone in. I find that the individual ones are really more successful because Patty's going to work really hard to get her daughter that $1,000, and she's going to get all the money, as opposed to a group. So I do break it down. If I've got a travel baseball team and there's 12 boys, I will break it down by player.
Which
If the
you can
team
do in
wants me
Excel,
to,
like Excel,
yeah.
like you were saying
Makes
Excel
it
before.
really easy. They literally take the second line in the address line and write the player's name, and that way I know how to divvy it up. And I call every order anyway to thank them for their order. So you know what I do, because you know what, Mama, it takes 2 minutes.
You really need to call everybody, because
And
you can
they-
get bookings from it, you can get extra sales from it, because they might have forgot
And
to
ha-
add something.
Yeah, half
You
of them
need
I'm
to call
leaving
everyone.
messages for, but you know what? They're gonna get my name, they're gonna get my number. I say save my email when you get your receipt, so you've got my information if you need anything in the future.
Before you send it in or as you?
Before I send it in.
I do it a lot of times too, when the orders are, because you can collect orders 2 ways. When I do my flyer, which I know came from Nancy Joe originally, I give a packet out like this. This explains the fundraiser. Okay, there's different types of fundraiser. You can do an online only, not my favorite. Everyone is set up online, but not my favorite, just doing that. I always try to get a packet to every person, okay? I love the cooking show ones, definitely them. But if I know I'm having a cooking show, if I know there's 15 people in that organization, I want each one of them to have one of these ahead of time. Why can't they collect orders? What? It depends. I usually just give one. If it's a smaller group, I might give more. But I mean, I do sometimes, one of the classes has over 300 kids in it. They're getting one catalog and 2 black and white copies, and it says you can make copies. This
Yeah.
changes from time to time depending on the organization.
I'll give
Okay?
the coordinator extra catalogs that she can pass out if people
Yeah.
want them.
Yeah. But on here, like, it has the goal, this one does not have the date and the time of the party, if there was a party, but this tells you how to collect online orders and in-person orders, okay? So that they will return these to the organizer, and then I will get them back. Because you wanna give them every option to collect orders. Yes, it's an investment if you're giving out a catalog to 300 people, but it's gonna pay off in the long run, because you're gonna have more customers than you would at a normal party, right? What?
Your left is your neighbor and your right is your aunt and your sister. And you can get each person get 3 orders. You give them a goal of 3 orders each. Or
Yeah, that's a good idea too. I have not done that, but that is a good idea. Well, what,
mom, grandma, and sister.
yeah, like this one says 43 players times $300. Their profit would be $2,580. So, I mean, $300 in orders? Come on. You know, they can bring it to work, they can ask teachers, I mean, put it on Facebook, email. Oh, I do a text invite to them too. You can do a text invite. So, I know we're forgetting something. What are we forgetting?
I let people, when I do fundraisers, I let them know what's different about our fundraisers is their families from out of state can order something.
Oh, yes, you just said that too.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do tell them that too. We tell them it's actually,
Because
they might be honest.
It's
with us.
different, yeah.
Right. Grandma can't order cookie dough in California, but she can order Pampered Chef, even as gifts.
Now, the other important thing though is as orders are coming in, which is where we were starting with this to begin with, is I do call each one of them. Now, sometimes we have the month with the free, that's a few choices. So you, a lot of times, have to call them anyway to find out what they want free. But I'm calling them to thank them for their order and helping to support this organization. Another main thing is you need to go into your contact base and you need to click on send e-newsletter and save them to your contacts. I mean, if you're doing the work, why not save them to your contacts? I mean, they're in your system because they came in online, but if you don't click save and if you don't click send email, you lost that customer. You need that customer. You want that customer. So you can get bookings from them, you know, recruit leads down the line, whatever you want. So anyway, did we pass our 15 minutes?
No, you actually have it.
What?
You actually